NASCAR just landed a massive $7 billion TV deal. So why does it suddenly feel like the sport is shrinking instead of growing? Because right now, the biggest problem isn't on the track. It's how fans are being forced to watch it. Let's get straight to it. In 2023, NASCAR locked in a $7 billion media rights deal running from 2025 to 2031. That deal spreads races across multiple platforms: Fox, NBC, Prime Video, and TNT. Sounds like expansion, right? But here's the reality. The Cup Series dropped 15% in viewership in 2025. The Truck Series fell another 5%. Meanwhile, the O'Reilly Series surged 10%, averaging over 1 million viewers per race. And at Bristol in 2026, Cup Series fell below 2 million viewers. O'Reilly Series had its most watched spring race ever, up 22%. So the lower tier series is growing, while NASCAR's premier product is sliding. That's not just unusual, that's a red flag. This didn't come out of nowhere. For years, NASCAR has tried to modernize: more streaming, more platforms, more money. The idea was simple: go where the audience is going. But in doing that, they may have broken something fundamental: accessibility. The O'Reilly Series is airing on the CW, a network that's widely available for free with basic TV access. No subscriptions, no confusion. Just turn it on. The Cup Series, it's scattered. Cable, streaming, different channels week to week. That fragmentation is creating friction, and fans are feeling it. Inside the sport, that matters more than people realize. Because when your top series loses visibility, it affects sponsor value, driver recognition, long-term fan growth, and ultimately the health of the entire league. This isn't just a ratings dip, it's a structural issue. Here's where things get serious. NASCAR made a strategic bet: maximize revenue through a diversified media package. And financially, that worked. But strategically, it might be backfiring, because in sports, especially in America, reach matters more than short-term revenue. Look at the NFL. Look at college football. The biggest games are always easy to find. NASCAR's Cup Series is doing the opposite. By leaning heavily into cable and split platform distribution, they've created three major problems. Casual fans don't chase races across platforms. If it's not easy to find, they don't watch. Period. Sports thrive on routine. Sunday equals race day. But if the channel changes constantly, that habit disappears. There's growing criticism around Fox's broadcast quality, audio issues, presentation, overall polish. Meanwhile, the CW is being praised for cleaner, more engaging coverage. That gap? Fans notice it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Right now, the O'Reilly Series feels more watchable than the Cup Series. Not necessarily because the racing is always better, but because the experience is better. That's dangerous, because once fans emotionally detach from your top-tier product, it's very hard to win them back. Fans aren't holding back. There's a clear theme in the reaction. Put it on network TV so everyone can watch. Accessibility equals ratings. The CW coverage is just better. Why is the biggest series the hardest to find? And then there's a frustration with Fox. This isn't new either. Even drivers like Denny Hamlin have publicly criticized broadcast issues before. So now you've got fans frustrated, drivers speaking up, and a growing perception that the Cup Series is being mishandled. That combination builds pressure fast. NASCAR adjusts. They rebalance distribution, push more races to accessible networks, and work with partners to stabilize scheduling. Production improves. Fans return. The Cup Series regains its status as the must-watch product. Nothing changes. Viewership continues to slide. The O'Reilly Series keeps gaining momentum. Fans shift their attention permanently. And NASCAR ends up with $1 billion deal tied to a declining flagship product. So here's the real question. Did NASCAR just trade long-term growth for short-term money, or can they still fix this before the damage becomes permanent? Drop your take below, because this might be one of the most important turning points the sport has faced in years. And if you want sharp, no-nonsense breakdowns like this every week, make sure you're locked in with SPORTSWIRE USA.